Modern Skepticism. As we transition from ancient to modern skepticism, we enter a period where the challenges to human knowledge took on new forms, profoundly influencing the development of Western philosophy. The early modern period was marked by a renewed engagement with skepticism, driven by both the rediscovery of ancient texts and the philosophical inquiries of key thinkers. Francisco Sanchez, René Descartes, Michel de Montaigne, Blaise Pascal, David Hume, and George Berkeley were at the forefront of this intellectual movement, each offering unique contributions to the discourse on skepticism. Francisco Sanchez, a Portuguese philosopher of the late 16th century, was one of the early figures to challenge the possibility of certain knowledge. In his work Quod Nihil Sitter, that nothing is known, Sanchez argued that true knowledge is fundamentally unattainable, laying the groundwork for the skeptical concerns that would later be explored by Descartes and others. Michel de Montaigne, the French essayist, deepened the skeptical tradition with his influential essays, particularly in the Apology for Raymond VII. Montaigne embraced skepticism as a way of life, questioning the limits of human reason and the possibility of achieving certainty. His writings posed significant challenges to the emerging optimism of the Renaissance and profoundly influenced subsequent thinkers, including Descartes. René Descartes is often seen as the father of modern philosophy, largely due to his methodical engagement with skepticism in his Meditations on First Philosophy. Descartes used skepticism as a tool to question all beliefs that could be doubted, ultimately seeking a foundation of absolute certainty. His method of radical doubt, culminating in the famous cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, was an attempt to overcome the skepticism that Montaigne and Sanchez had so effectively articulated. Blaise Pascal, writing shortly after Descartes, engaged with skepticism in his Pensées. While acknowledging the limitations of reason and the profound uncertainties of human knowledge, Pascal turned to faith as a response. For Pascal, the recognition of human limitations and the embrace of religious belief offered a way to navigate the skepticism that reason alone could not resolve. David Hume, an 18th century Scottish philosopher, brought skepticism to new heights with his empiricist approach. Hume questioned the very basis of causality, personal identity, and inductive reasoning, arguing that our beliefs in these concepts are not grounded in reason, but in habit and custom. His work raised deep doubts about the foundations of knowledge and had a lasting impact on the philosophical landscape. George Berkeley, another key figure of the early modern period, offered a different response to skepticism. Berkeley is best known for his immaterialist philosophy, which posits that the physical world exists only in the perceptions of the mind. By denying the existence of matter independent of perception, Berkeley aimed to counter skepticism by arguing that what we perceive is all that exists, thus eliminating the gap between perception and reality that skeptics often exploit. However, since many find this form of idealism clashes with common sense sensibilities, his view may well be classified as a skeptical view. In this section, we will explore how these thinkers engaged with the skepticism of their time, examining their contributions to the development of modern philosophy.